Welcome back to Book Club Preview. I'm Michael, and today we're looking at The Lost Hero, Chapter 3 and 4. And in this two chapters, we're looking at Piper's perspective. So, Piper first remembers this horrible dream she's been having. We actually don't know what the dream is exactly, but later on, we learn that her dad is missing, and she sees her dad in chains, and someone is telling her to betray her friends. There's more to the dream, and it's been happening more than once, but this is kind of what we can piece together so far in these two chapters. And going into camp also feels like a bad dream, because everything the dream has been telling her is going to happen is now falling into place, and she's pretty scared about that. So they get to camp. I think they crash land into camp. Actually, they're on this chariot and crashes into the water, and they pull the campers out of the water. Which the Camp Half-Blood kids, they look like this happens all the time. They have towels. They have air dryers. This is like a normal day. When they get to camp, they are all wet, and as they're walking around, they talk about the demigods, or the half god, half humans, being claimed by their parents. And as they talk about this, Leo gets a shining hammer over his head, and he's kind of like looking around, and he thinks he's on fire for a while. Nope, it's just a sign of Hephaestus, the god of metals and making things, who is Leo's dad. So Leo gets claimed. Pretty short chapter. They decide that Jason needs to go see Chiron, who is the camp leader. And the other campers look at Jason in a really weird way. Jason doesn't know what's going on, but he's very handsome. He's very well built. But he has this like tattoo on his arm, which has like a barcode and SPQR, I think. And when the other Half-Bloods see it, they look at him like, "Oh, I want to kill you." And he's okay. Doesn't know why, but they decide he should go see Chiron. Leo's gonna get a tour by another guy, and Annabeth decides to give Piper a tour. So Annabeth and Piper start walking around. They go to the woods and stuff, and they kind of go up a hill. And Piper's like, "You're a half-blood. Your mom is a one of the gods of Olympus. We don't know who it is. It could be this one, this one, this one. We'll find out." And she just kind of gives her an orientation, okay, of like, this is the camp. This is half-blood life. We battle monsters. Usually we have ADHD. We get in trouble a lot in normal schools, but that's because we're ready to fight monsters in our brains. And Piper's just kind of feeling, oh, okay, I understand. But these two girls are kind of connecting, because Annabeth, even though she's giving a tour, her mind is actually thinking about Percy. She's worrying about Percy. And Piper can see this sometimes. And so Annabeth kind of slips, and Piper says, "Is that why you're so upset? Your boyfriend is missing?" And Piper says, "Yeah, my boyfriend, we've been dating for a while. We've been really excited for this summer, but he just disappeared. We can't find him." And then Piper kind of talks about Jason a little bit. And, this one's tough. Annabeth says, "Hey, look, I know you think that Jason's your boyfriend, but there's this thing called the mist. It's like this magic illusion stuff that it can give you memories. It can rewrite your memories. It makes you think a bunch of weird stuff. And that is probably what you're thinking with Jason. None of it happened." And Piper gives some stories, but we did this together. I even, we went and saw stars, and he kissed me. And Annabeth's like, "Hey, I get it. But what's his last name?" And Piper's like, "I don't know. Where's his hometown? I don't know. Who's his mom? I don't know." And actually, even though Piper has these really strong memories, she doesn't know anything about Jason. And she realizes, oh it's true. And she starts crying because she really loved Jason in her memories, but now she realizes that none of that's real. They cry out a little bit, and then they continue to go on their tour. So as they're walking, Annabeth says, "Oh, come on over here. You need to have a weapon. Every demigod needs a weapon. How about this shotgun?" Nope, that doesn't fit you. How about this sword? Ugh. Nope, it doesn't fit you. Annabeth's looking around for a weapon that would fit Piper. And Piper sees something and she grabs this dagger. "Oh, what's that?" And she opens it and it's beautiful polished bronze. In fact, you can see your reflection in it. And as Piper looks in it, she sees herself. But herself looks older and stronger and wiser. And we learn that this dagger is from Helena of Troy. Helena of Troy has a really tragic story, but she would use this dagger to look at her reflection or maybe even be able to see things. And then Piper looks at it again and she sees her dad, okay, which connects to the dreams a little bit. Her dad, who's missing, and he's wrapped up in chains, and Piper's like, "Oh my goodness." And she's about ready to like fall over, and Annabeth's like, "Medics! Medical team!" I think they're the Hermes cabin. No, not Hermes. Hermes are thief people. Well, maybe it is Hermes. I don't know. But in any case, Piper's like, no, I'm okay. "Hey, Annabeth, can I borrow your phone? Can I call my dad?" She goes and calls her dad. He doesn't answer. She calls her dad's secretary. Secretary answers and says, "I don't know where your dad is," pretty much. Piper is worried because she keeps having this dream about her dad and this voice that says, "You need to betray your friends or we're going to kill your dad." And so she's really not sure what's going on. Annabeth continues to take her on the tour to see the cabins. Here are all the cabins. There's a bunch of cabins. They end up going to, what is her name? Zeus and Hera. There we go. Hera's cabin. And there's no kids that sleep in Hera's cabin. It's kind of honorary cabin. But Piper sees like some dust that's been moved. And she says, "Someone's been in here. Let's go check it out." She goes inside the cabin and they run into Rachel Elizabeth Dare. Annabeth and Rachel Elizabeth come together and like, "Oh, where's Percy? I don't know. Do you know? I don't know. Who knows? I don't know." Oh, and they're hugging each other. And then Annabeth says, "Oh, I'm so sorry. Rachel, this is Piper. Piper, this is Rachel." And Rachel's like, "Hi, I'm the Oracle. I'm a little bit freaky, but hey, nice to meet you." And when they shake hands, the Oracle mist or whatever, the power comes out of out of Rachel, and she grips, and her eyes go back, and she starts speaking with a different voice. Let's read it. What's it say? It says, "Free me, Piper." Oh, okay. I'm kind of speaking like a demigod. This is Hera's voice, so it might be like this, but I can't do a tough girl's voice. So, "Free me, Piper McLean, or the earth shall swallow us. It must be by the Solus." Piper tries to break free, but Rachel's grip is like super strong. She can't get out. Ugh. "Our enemies stir. The fiery one is only the first. Bow to his will and their king will rise, dooming us all. Free me!" And Piper passes out. And that is the end of chapter 4. That leaves us with a few vocabulary words. Disoriented is like confused, like you lost your direction. Which way is up? Which way is down? Which way is left? Which way is right? It's like you've been spinning in a circle. Ugh, that's disoriented. When they crash in, I think they get disoriented in the water. Oh yeah, Piper goes in the water. She's like, "Which way's up? Which way's down? I'm gonna die in the water." Toodaloo, like this, toodaloo. It's a way to say bye. Bye, toodaloo. But toodaloo, you kind of have like a little, a silly kind of hand wave. Verdict is a judgment, a decision. Annabeth appears to be the leader, and all the campers look to Annabeth for her decision. And she says, "Let's ask Chiron." flunk out, if you know your grades, A, B, C, D, F. F is flunk. So if you get too many F's in school, you flunk out. You can't go to school anymore because you're not smart enough to go to school. Rep is reputation. Piper has a bad reputation. She always gets into trouble. People give her things, and then they say, I didn't give her that. And then the police come. And so she has a bad rep. And she doesn't want to have a bad rep here at this new camp, but she's not too optimistic. Voyeur, I think it's a French word, it's like seeing, but it's just like a spy, like someone who's spying or trying, like paparazzi. A paparazzi is trying to look to find some really bad story or really shocking story. And so as Piper's listening to Annabeth, or maybe seeing Annabeth and Rachel, I can't remember, she kind of feels like, oh, I'm hearing this really personal stuff and I feel a little embarrassed. But she feels like a paparazzi, kind of. Ultimatum is a ultimate decision. Okay, maybe sometimes your parents do this to you. You will clean your room in 10 minutes or you will die. Okay, maybe that's your dad, maybe that's your mom. Or you're going to be grounded for a week. Or you're not going to eat dinner. Okay, this really high cost if you don't do the thing. So Piper has some kind of ultimatum. We don't really know what it is yet, but if she doesn't do something, something is going to happen. So she has to kind of decide what she's going to do. Discussion question. Would you tell Annabeth your secret? While they're talking, sometimes Piper feels like, man, I think I could really trust Annabeth. The way that Annabeth's brain is, she's so smart, and the way she asks questions, I bet she's already figuring out my secret. And Piper doesn't want to say anything. But if you were Piper, okay, you had some dark secret, you're coming to this new camp, all this crazy stuff is happening, would you tell Annabeth your secret? Or would you keep it to yourself? And of course, please make your own discussion question. That is all the time that we have for today. But thank you so much for joining me for this episode of Book Club Preview. I'll see you soon. Bye-bye.